Okay, so this situation is one that we have kind of seen before in the gaming industry, but it's never a good thing when it pops up, and certainly not when it's a beloved character. It's not a good thing at all when it's this situation. So the situation at hand is the original voice actress for Bayonetta, Helena Taylor. She has gotten replaced for Bayonetta 3 with Jennifer Hale. And, we all know Jennifer Hale. If you ever played Mass Effect, then that is Fem Shep on Mass Effect, or the female Commander Shepard. Um, yeah, like we all have a lot of respect and love for Jennifer Hale. She has done tremendous amounts of work in not only the gaming industry but just voiceover overall. Also, I'm pretty sure she's done a little bit of acting and whatnot. But anyways, so Helena, she posted, I think it's roughly, what is it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's about roughly about 6 minutes of video, where she is talking about her experience working with Platinum Games. And one of the things with Platinum Games is, so she has Platinum Games Nintendo, and Nintendo America, Japan, Europe. Um, she has those two. So Platinum Games does not own Platinum Games' development studio. They do not own Bayonetta. It is owned by Sega and it's funded by Nintendo. That's the reason why, like Nintendo, it's kind of like how Sony sometimes funds games and they arrive exclusively on the PlayStation. That's what happened with Bayonetta. Like Bayonetta 2 was uh Nintendo helped fund Bayonetta 2 as far as I know of it. I've never, this is a little bit outside my realm of the expertise, if you will, because I don't follow a ton of Platinum Games or Nintendo stuff, just because I have never really liked Nintendo's practice on gaming. I grew up with PlayStation, so the stuff that I've seen Nintendo do when it comes to like childish rivalries with PlayStation, I just have always veered to the PlayStation more. So this is again one of these situations with Nintendo where it's like, yeah, this is kind of what Nintendo does. So I just wanted to play through just to get the this all came out last night or yesterday morning, I think it was, maybe noontime, something like that. I just wanted to replay the videos again just to get the a solid grasp on what she's saying here. So let's listen to this again here.
Hello, my name's Helena Taylor.
Oh, it's
I
Saturday.
am the voice of Bayonetta.
Oh, you are very
I'd
much.
like to explain to you why I didn't voice Bayonetta 3. The Bayonetta franchise made an approximated
Turn this up a little bit.
$450 million. That's not including merchandise. As an actor, I trained for a total of 7.5 years. 3 years at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, LAMDA, with voice coach Barbara Barkery, and 4.5 years with the legendary Larry Moss in Los Angeles. And what?
Okay, just real quick. So basically, she's kind of given the resume of like, here's the reason why I'm worth more than just what they offered me for Bayonetta 3. Which is great for like a profile setup, but I mean, in all honesty, if I'm Nintendo and Platinum Games, I am looking at it like, okay, do you fit the job? Which, just because she has a resume, is her voice what fits the project that they're working on? Is this what they have for the vision of Bayonetta? Now, that's from that developer standpoint, from the fan standpoint, from her standpoint. I totally get where everybody's coming from. She is Bayonetta. Even I'm like, no, like that is Bayonetta. That's the voice that I've always heard, that I always know to be Bayonetta. It's almost impossible to change that voice. But there is, you gotta kind of put yourself in both sides of the conversation here.
Did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US dollars. This is an insult to me, the amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given to this game and to the fans. I am asking the fans to boycott this game and instead spend the money that you would have spent on this game donating it to charity.
That's, so a little bit to unpack here. Okay, $4,000 for the voiceover role. That is, 100%. She has every right to back away from that and be like, whoa, I'm worth more than that. She is the voice that helped build the franchise of Bayonetta 1 and 2 and all the merch that they've done. They've made an animated movie, merchandise lineups, the whole nine yards. If it wasn't for her doing such a good job and having all that training, and she was getting the experience from the sounds of this, is I guess the only video game role that she's done is Bayonetta. Again, I'm not like super expert on this whole situation, but I'm more or less trying to come at this in this video from almost like I'm a fan of Bayonetta. I've played through Bayonetta 1. I've gotten halfway through Bayonetta 2. I played them recently, so I'm not like a long time fan where it's like, I don't have any allegiances in this, basically. So yes, she has put a lot of time, a lot of effort, years, and hours of hard work, years of preparation and training to once again make Bayonetta 3 the best thing that it can possibly be. And she has put years of preparation and training into making Bayonetta what it is. So $4,000 when the games make that much money. Now, I don't think that anybody would take Bayonetta series as being a AAA game, because it doesn't, in all honesty, it's not a AAA budget, and it doesn't sell 400 million. I don't know if that is a fully correct number. Actually, we can look it up real quick. Okay, so this is one of the good things about Wikipedia, is they do have sales figure numbers. Now, these numbers could be a little off. It could be, these could be estimated figures, but Japanese blog known for its early sales data reported that Bayonetta sold 138,000 copies, 93,000 for the PS3, 45,000 for the 360 on its day of release in the country. Media Create reported PS3 version sold 135,000 copies, was top selling game during its week of release. Okay, so funny enough, I actually can't find anything that says how much the game actually has made up to the 2022 point. So maybe she has an insider source around Platinum Games that she knows from, because she has worked so many years with those developers making Bayonetta. So I'm wondering where she's actually getting the numbers from the sales. But that being aside, so there's a big elephant in the room that comes up with her saying any kind of sales numbers or anything like that of how much she was offered and everything, and that is the NDA of all this. So there is a non-disclosure agreement. As soon as you get brought on any project at all in the gaming industry, it's like NDA all over it. Even sometimes when you're game testing stuff, like if you're a play tester on, and get access into alphas, I've had NDAs where there's still games I don't talk about. I've never shared footage of or anything that I've play tested. Actually, one of them was an Ubisoft title that came out and has been out for years, and I've done content on it, and I actually play tested, and I couldn't show footage of the alpha version of it. So NDAs are something that, because of this, there is a good chance that Helena will be probably blacklisted from the gaming industry, from any companies or publishers that are very secretive on their projects. So I would say Helena Taylor is probably not getting a job at like a Rockstar, or a job on a Rockstar project anytime soon, because as soon as, I mean, there is a good reason why she's doing this, for a lowballing offer like this, and there's plenty of voice actors that are also coming to her defense too. It's going to be very interesting for the rest of today to see if Jennifer Hale comes out with any statements, because very well, like, Jennifer Hale might not be able to say anything because she is connected to the project. There's very specific things that she would be able to say even if she wanted to speak out and say something. So the whole thing of like boycotting Bayonetta 3, it's boy, that's going to be I don't know if it will happen. What I can say is this: 8.3 million views on her first point of the video, and this has 3 million views for the gameplay. Not a one of these videos for Bayonetta 3 actually has over 3 million views. So if you look at something like that, that is a big budget AAA project and everything, these views will be almost 3 times that. And the fact that her video is getting 8 million views, it's views isn't everything on the videos, of course, but it just goes to show like the attention that people are giving the original project versus what this voice actress is saying. Of course, also it's drama, and that brings in more eyes onto it and everything too. But let's watch the other 2 videos here just to see what she's saying.
Now, those of you who follow me on Twitter know that I'm more of a lover than a fighter, and sometimes think I'm not very much like Bayonetta at all, but I guess I am a little bit more like Bayonetta than I thought. I understand that boycotting this game is a personal choice, and there are those that won't, and that's fine. But if you're someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions, then I urge you to boycott this game. I decided to do it to stand up in solidarity with people all over the world who do not get paid properly for their talents. Fat cats cream off the top and leave us the rotten crumbs. In England right now, there are nurses going to food banks to feed their children. This is not right. This is not acceptable. It impacts mental health. Because of it, I suffered from depression and anxiety. I worried that I was going to be on the streets. That terrified me so much that once I was suicidal. I am not afraid of the non-disclosure agreement. I can't even afford to run a car. What are they going to do? Take my clothes? Good luck to them. Bayonetta always stands up for those with less power and stands up for what is right. And in doing this, you stand with her.
Again, a lot to unpack there. So it seems like she's very angry, but she's also very nervous in a way. And yeah, Kamiya is also trending, which is one of the that's one of the heads that is of Platinum Studios. I guess he was talking about boycotting. He was kind of boycotting fans that were really questioning why the decision was made. This second part is really just like one of these things of being able to put yourself into the shoes of the person that this is happening to, in a sense. Yeah, I see this part of this video thread, if you will, I think sparked a lot of people, and I am going to show off some examples of what people are saying of voice actors, because I did hopefully I have them liked. But yeah, there was a few different takes on what she was saying with this, where the fat cats, which is always the publishers, the boardroom members that make the decisions of whether a project gets greenlit or whether it gets proper funding. There's a whole long list of games that have gotten pushed to be released early when they weren't ready yet, and we always see that end up happening, and then the product suffers. If the product suffers and people aren't getting paid, well, then you have this situation that's happening here. It's always one of those things that just it's a snowball effect that goes all the way down the chain, and it's never the top ones that get hurt out of this process. It's voice actors, it's the developers, it's the art team, it's the sound team, it's the play testers a lot of times too. It's a lot of those people that end up getting hurt off from this. Now, with her saying boycott the game, again, just like I've said on other projects, other games and everything, if you boycott it, then a lot of the people that worked on the game, they're not, it's going to hurt them in the long run. And I know that there's a lot of people that will argue against that point, because I've seen them argue against the point. And I think what all this is bringing up is the fact that there is still this mystery. Like, I wouldn't want the mystery to go away of like what games are in development. I still would love the mystery of having that, that reveal trailer happen and everything. But the mystery of how much it costs to make a game, all the hard work and dedication that goes into both programming and making characters, making level design, making sound design, making everything work. I think that's the reason why now that we have so many of documentaries from everyone's like no clip documentaries to gamers documentaries to Alana Pierce, a big shout out to her, because she has been bringing in voice actors onto her channels and having them talk about their experience in the business. I'd love to see Helena Taylor go on Alana Pierce's YouTube channel sometime and actually have like a little podcast episode with, just to maybe shed some light on exactly what Helena Taylor has done for voice acting in her career. If there's any hidden roles that she's done that she can talk about and all that. But yeah, it seems like she's personally outside of work, although it personally does reflect on work too, that she's been going through a rough time. Maybe it is financially or whatever, but yeah, it's to boycott the game. I think that would just it would be a more of a blowback for the development team, and she's saying boycott the game through frustration of her own part, and I don't know if she's thinking that all the way through for developers and whatnot. Now, I am also in the boat of if there's development for like a Bayonetta 4 or something, or just the development team overall at Platinum Games, if they are going through a rough time with upper management making bad decisions, then again, I would, I don't want to see those hardworking, good developers be, have any more struggle in their day to day than what they already are going through with their bosses in that situation. Let's watch the third part on this.
For those of you who are interested, I'd like to go into a little more detail about the back and forth. The first thing was I was required to audition again, because sometimes voices change with time. So I auditioned for the role and obviously passed with flying colours. They then sent me an insulting offer. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to write to Hideki Kamiya. I'm going to write to him and ask him for what I'm worth. So I got a friend who has been in business in Japan to write in Japanese to him. I know he read it because I got a reply. I got a reply saying that he values greatly my contribution to the game and that the fans really want me to voice it over, and the memory of first meeting me as Bayonetta is a memory I hold dear. So I thought, great, That was when they offered me $4,000 US.
Okay, so from a game development standpoint, so Kamiya is not the one that is making the. If he's head of studio, he's not head of publishing, and so he would not actually have the authority to offer her more money at that point. But as the game developer and the person that would be bringing her into voice, he's the one who has the vision for the game, and he's the one that's making sure that the vision of the game gets fulfilled to the fullest, and that the game plays really well, that it looks the way it should look, that the voices are portrayed the way that they should be portrayed. So in all honesty, she should not really have any angst towards the lead of the studio, when he is literally saying, like, yes, it was great working with you, I'd love to have you back, but it's over his head. That's a publisher thing. The publishers need to be like, okay, we will offer this actor, because the publisher holds all the funding and all the, they're the ones that are pushing the money around to, okay, this department needs this much, the actors need this much, if they're making, like, if they need to now use mocap suits where they never did before, then that's, again, the publisher has to pay for that. That's the reason why they are the publisher. They have to get the shareholders to give them the money so they can end up transferring that down. Of course, they take their cut and everything. That's the reason why the publishers have the most money, because they take a big cut of that. But to push that money down, I'm not defending the publishers in this by any means. I think the development studio is the ones that I would defend the most, because as long as everybody is doing their job in the development studio, then the product should be as good as it can possibly be to their ability. So in this right here, I would say that, yeah, she needs to be going after Helena needs to be going after the publisher, which is so Nintendo is funding it and Platinum is publishing it. So she needs to go after Platinum, and she needs to go after Nintendo for a bigger, payout, that is worth her time and effort of actually doing the gig 100%.
Platinum had the cheek to say that I was busy, that they couldn't make it work with Miss Taylor's schedule. Well, I had nothing but time.
And this is where she's going after.
They now have a new girl voicing her over. And I love actors. I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say she is the voice of Bayonetta. I created that voice. She has no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta, any more than I have the right to sign as Eva Green, even though I was her parrot on the video game The Golden Compass. That portrayal is hers and hers alone. They'll probably try and do a spin-off with Jan. Don't buy that either.
So this is, this is like the moral compass. It's like, okay, if Jennifer Hale had no idea about, because Platinum and Nintendo could easily be, again, like lying to her and saying, like, well, Helena had scheduling conflicts, as she just got done saying. Jennifer Hale goes, okay, well, if she's not available to play the role, then I guess I will take up the mantle if she if she can't make the scheduling for it. Again, if Jennifer Hale did take the role away from her and whatnot, okay, that's a different situation. But for right now, it just seems like Platinum and Nintendo are pulling some stuff. More or less, Platinum is pulling some stuff where it's just like, for some reason, they just wanted her off the project, which is weird, which is super weird. It might come down to, I've heard some talk about, like, maybe it came down to a union thing, because Jennifer Hale is union and everybody else on the project is also union. But I don't know if there's a difference between, like, union workers pay or payment for union workers when it comes to Japan side of things or whatever. Again, outside my realm of knowledge there, but yeah, it's just, again, it's just a very weird situation that this would be happening. It feels like somebody up at Platinum maybe just they have something against her. So it's a hard one to say. This is like one of these things where you can't jump to conclusions on anything. You have to wait maybe a couple of years from now. So with her saying boycott, I was planning on checking out Bayonetta 3 on launch night. I was going to, or at least close to launch night, and picking it up. I think I might wait on it now because, in all honesty, after playing through Bayonetta, I was cool with it, and I was interested to see where the story goes. But I'm not like die hard onto the Bayonetta train, fan base train, hype train. There we go. So yeah, I think I will probably I'll just let Bayonetta 3 go through its paces of, whether or not, people boycott or whatever. I just, hopefully the whole storm gets settled out. It's really sad that we have to end up seeing this type of thing. So really quickly, Brian Deckard, he is live soon with Red Dead. That's good marketing. So yes, he is Connor. I do believe it was Connor was his name. He's on Detroit Become Human. He's been talking a lot about like when these subjects come up. Him and the one that plays Arthur Morgan on Red Dead, Roger Clark, I do believe it is. I don't see the names all the time, and I suck with names, so I'm sorry if I get anybody's name wrong. But yeah, there are two futures. One where games you love and respect actors that bring their characters to life, and one where they don't. You decide. But there was also some other stuff that for those curious, yes, this has happened to me. I booked the lead character of a AAA game by a studio that has made many games. They refused to register a project with, and that's his talent agency that he's with, the union, and offered to pay $4,000 for the entire game. I passed, but someone else did it. No ground was gained. So the 4,000 thing might be a little more common. Which actually, well, there's a lot of people saying that this is very common for them just to get a $4,000 paycheck, and that's like it for a AAA big budget game, which is kind of crazy when they can definitely pay the actors a lot more. Trouble is, studios rely on keeping actors desperate. There's always someone broke enough to take a horrible gig, and it keeps the pay rate weak. Once the actor has enough clout to ask for real pay, they consider a voice match in Recast, and only fans can stop this. Which we have seen that happen a couple times here and there. Okay. Make sure I got, yeah, I clicked at the record. Okay. So Sphere Hunter actually came up with one that this is a very interesting thing to say. Don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't mind Bayonetta 3 get pushed back a few more months while they rehire Helena and actually pay her for her work. What Platinum really can't afford is to keep messing up like this. Seriously, what happened to them? Which that second part is they just came out with a game. I think this one was the one that looked like Devil May Cry, and then they changed up to be like a looty booty melee game, which was like, why? Yes, Babylon's Fall. So that's what Susie's relaying to. No, what she's talking about there. Anyways, so yes, Kamiya, just tagged Kamiya. He blocked me, which I guess he was just blocking a lot of people. So there's a lot of people who have loved Kamiya's work for years and years and years, and it's kind of weird that he is blocking a lot of people, but then again, it's not really, because it's the internet and they will just attack. If the trend is right, they will attack. And so he's probably going to get the wrath of like cancel culture and stuff, even though really it's above his head for the most part. As much as I know about game development and all that, it's really above his head. If he is the head of the studio of Platinum Games, it's not up to him for funding. Like I said, it's up to like well, no, Platinum is the developer studio. It's up to Nintendo for it. So So one more little thing on the whole, like, take a couple months and redo voice lines and everything. So something similar happened with Hitman, where David Bateson, he has been always the voice of Agent 47 since like day one. He got recasted for Hitman Absolution, and the fan base went absolutely wild over in the worst possible way. Um, Everybody was like, "No, bring him in to do all the voice lines and everything." In this case, it actually worked. They pushed the game back. He came in, did all the voice acting for it, and then Hitman Absolution came out with the original voice of Agent 47. So could it possibly happen to where Bayonetta gets her original voice actress back in Helena Taylor? Yes, but it at this point, if she's gone on records, saying all the stuff that she has with this breaking NDA and everything, there's a very low likelihood on that. On that note, also, I would say that maybe Bayonetta is just a trilogy, and we just leave it at that. If it comes out, Jennifer Hale is the voice actress on it, then so be it. But yeah, maybe we just leave it at a trilogy. 3 games is done. That's the series. And what I would, my final word on all this stuff, though, what I would really like to see, and I think this would make everybody very happy, is if Capcom came through, because everybody that I've seen and heard that has worked with Capcom has really enjoyed working with Capcom. I've not heard anybody talk about like bad payments, or it's just like everybody is such good friends and they've had a blast working on. There's a reason why the actors are all coming back to play to reprise their roles in the remakes of all the Resident Evils. And they've had a lot of the same cast for years and years on Devil May Cry and such. But what I would love to see is Helena get the call up from Capcom, and maybe Capcom makes like a not Bayonetta, but like a reference of Bayonetta. So then you have Dante and like a character like Bayonetta that is just the same kind of witty, sexy, badass, and it's that like just like Bayonetta is kind of the female Dante, but it's in the world. So then we have that Devil May Cry Bayonetta crossover that we've always wanted, with Helena being the voice actress for that. And then hopefully that would be a win-win for everyone, where she gets paid, she gets a really cool gig, the fan base gets a really cool crossover or something that is like a crossover. Like I said, a character that's a reference to Bayonetta, not Bayonetta. I think that'd be probably one of the best situations that could happen here. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but it's just, I just want to throw that out there. So anyways, yeah, this is it again. It's a pretty rough situation. We had a lot of news about rough situations happening in both the content creation world and game development world. So, yeah, just for me, I think I probably will skip Bayonetta 3. Or maybe I'll play it off stream, off video, check it out. Ever since I seen the trailer for Bayonetta 3, there's a reason why I haven't done too much coverage on Bayonetta 3. It doesn't really feel like Bayonetta. And again, Jennifer Hale is great at what she does. I've been in like the whole like cast reunion for Mass Effect, and other times when she's been on podcasts and everything. Super cool person. Very nice. Indeed, is Jennifer Hale. From what I've seen of Jennifer Hale, she's probably going to be pretty ripping mad about all this stuff. Especially if she got lied to. But yeah. So it's like I said, it's a bad situation. But yeah, I'll probably end up skipping Bayonetta 3. Again, it's just a weird situation of like, I would love to see what the hell happens in Bayonetta 3, but it doesn't feel like Bayonetta. It just feels like a weird, almost like somebody's taken over Bayonetta. Yeah. So, anyways, if there's anything in this video that maybe like maybe you can hit a thumbs up, a like, a share, and all that stuff for the Devil May Cry idea. Capcom, share it around the Capcom, maybe, I don't know, or just start tweeting. Actually, that's a better one. Tweet very nicely to Capcom to maybe try and tag Helena's at Helena Taylor with Capcom at Capcom also, and just be like, hire her into Devil May Cry or something. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. The only thing else I got left to say is yeah, hopefully the situation gets better, and go and play Bayonetta 1 and 2, because they still hold up very, very well. Bayonetta 1's on a lot of different consoles. Bayonetta 2, you do have to have either emulator or a Switch to play it on. But yeah, outside of that, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see ya next time.